The South Korean entertainment world was left reeling on the morning of July 14, 2025, when news broke of the passing of actress Kang Seo-ha at the age of 31 after a prolonged, private battle with cancer. Silence that followed was deafening. For many, the name Kang Seo-ha had only recently become a familiar presence on screen, yet her impact was undeniable. She was not just a rising star but a luminous presence, whose light, tragically, faded far too soon. Born in Busan in 1994 as Kang Ga-won, she was raised in a modest household. Her father, a retired high school art teacher, and her mother, a nurse who passed away from breast cancer when Kang was just 16, instilled in her the values of compassion and perseverance. From an early age, she displayed a strong sense of empathy and a love for storytelling. Friends from her childhood remember her directing makeshift plays in her backyard, casting her younger brother and neighbors, often staying up past midnight revising scripts written on wrinkled notebook paper. Kang earned admission to the prestigious Korean National University of Arts, where she studied theater and honed her craft with obsessive dedication. A former classmate, Yoon Mi-rae, recalled how Kang would stay in the practice studio long after lights out, rehearsing monologues from Greek tragedies and recording her performances on a battered second-hand camcorder. It was there, during a campus production of Antigone, that she caught the attention of a casting assistant for a small cable network. Though nothing materialized at the time, it planted the first seed of professional curiosity in the industry. Her official on-screen debut came in 2012, in the music video for Getting Distant by comedic band Brave Guys. She played a girlfriend character whose breakup was portrayed with unexpected emotional weight. Even in that fleeting appearance, viewers noted something unique, a sincerity that was hard to ignore. Over the next few years, Kang quietly built her resume through minor roles in TV dramas, often uncredited or referred to only as student number 3 or nurse in hallway. She once confessed to a friend that she kept every script, no matter how small the role, in a binder marked my journey. But the climb was not easy. According to a makeup artist who worked with her on a 2015 historical drama, Kang was once replaced after a table read because the director claimed her voice was too gentle. Instead of breaking down, she asked for feedback, took voice lessons for 6 months, and returned to audition the following year for a different project, earning the role. A letter she penned to a casting director during this period was recently shared by her agency, revealing a line that has since gone viral: "I do not chase fame, I chase truth in character." Her first breakthrough came with the role of Wang Yo-jin in JTBC's high school mystery series Detectives of Seonam-hai. Though the show garnered moderate ratings, critics took notice. Kang portrayed a troubled student with a quiet fury and fragility that leapt off the screen. Offers began to trickle in, and in 2018, she landed the lead role of Soon in the KBS daily drama Wave After Wave. It was a turning point. The show, set in a post-war coastal village, required long hours and physical stamina. Kang never complained. In one particularly grueling scene, she filmed a rain-soaked confrontation for 4 hours straight, refusing a body double. Crew members remember her laughter between takes, drenched but spirited. Off-screen, she remained largely private, avoiding celebrity events and rarely posting on social media. But among those who knew her, Kang was generous and warm-hearted. She sent handwritten thank you notes to staff after every production wrapped and quietly sponsored tuition for a junior high student from her hometown. Her generosity extended to her colleagues. On her last completed set, the unreleased indie film Mackney's Day, she personally arranged meals for the entire crew out of her own pocket, insisting that the youngest staff be served first. The diagnosis came in late 2023, stomach cancer. Stage 3. According to sources close to her, Kang chose to keep the news within a tight circle of family and one longtime manager. She did not want pity. Or did she want her illness to define her career? Her stylist, who spoke under anonymity, revealed, "She was getting thinner, yes, but we just thought she was stressed." She never once mentioned she was in pain. Her willpower stunned everyone. During the filming of Mackney's Day, which wrapped just a month before her passing, she insisted on performing her own stunts, including a rooftop chase scene, despite undergoing chemotherapy in secret. It was only after her death that her younger brother released a handwritten letter she had left behind, meant to be shared if I cannot say goodbye myself. In it, Kang wrote, "I do not fear death, I only fear not living fully. If this is my last performance, let it be honest and whole." The letter has since been translated into 5 languages and read aloud during candlelight vigils held in Seoul, Busan, and even Los Angeles. News of her passing was first confirmed by her agency, then quickly spread across media outlets. Hashtags like #RememberSeo-ha and #Arangel Kang trended worldwide. Memorials poured in from fans and fellow artists. Crowds gathered at Bampo Bridge, where she filmed one of her most iconic scenes, to lay white lilies and origami cranes. A small chalkboard appeared with the quote, "She didn't act to be seen, she acted to be understood." Private funeral was held in Seoul on July 16, with family, close friends, and a handful of industry colleagues in attendance. According to sources, actor Lee Min-ho, who had not publicly worked with Kang but shared a mutual friend, delivered an unscripted eulogy. Through tears, he said, "Own without asking for the light. May your silence now be filled with all the love you gave." Behind the scenes, those close to her have started to piece together the final months of Kang Seo-ha's life. According to her acting coach, she continued attending voice workshops as recently as May, often bringing home baked snacks for fellow students. She wrote in her personal journal, recently shared with permission, "Even when my bones ache, I want to feel the joy of becoming someone else." It was this unwavering devotion to her craft that made her a true artist, and her loss, all the more profound. The industry comes to terms with the void she leaves behind. Fans and filmmakers alike are beginning to revisit her body of work with fresh eyes. In roles large and small, carried a quiet intensity and emotional honesty that made her unforgettable. Her final film is set for posthumous release later this year, and already, whispers of a tribute screening at the Busan International Film Festival have begun to circulate. What remains is not just the sorrow of a life cut short, but the luminous echo of a talent that burned with humility and truth. In a world of curated personas, Kang Seo-ha was real, and it is that rare authenticity that will keep her memory alive, far beyond the screen. In the days following Kang Seo-ha's death, shock did not subside, it deepened. Fans and colleagues across the globe lit candles, pinned tributes, and shared personal stories online. Fragment creating a fuller picture of the woman behind the camera. Many were stunned by how long she kept her illness hidden. "She smiled so much," one crew member from her final film wrote. "Thought she was the healthiest person among us." Among the first to speak publicly was actor Park Seo-joon, who had once appeared with Kang in a supporting drama role. "She was brave in a way that wasn't loud," he wrote. "She had this quiet conviction that made everyone feel safe." Lee Min-ho's tribute, delivered through a heartfelt letter read during the memorial service, was later published with the family's blessing. In it, he recalled meeting Kang at a charity gala where she spent the entire evening with volunteers rather than celebrities. "That was who she was," he wrote. "She didn't network. She connected." One of the most emotional tributes came from Kang's younger brother, who shared a note she had left behind. "If I've made someone feel less alone through my work, then I've done enough." He ended his eulogy with a quiet promise, "Your name will be a lantern." Always. Kang's legacy is not limited to her performances. She had secretly been working on a mentorship program for underprivileged youth aspiring to become actors. The program, now revealed to the public, includes a scholarship fund and monthly acting workshops in her name. The first batch of students begins training this fall. Her final film, Maknae's Day, is now in post-production. The director, Young-hee Minutes, revealed that the last scene Kang filmed involved a quiet monologue under moonlight. "She asked for just one take. She nailed it," Young said. "When we called cut, the set went silent, not out of protocol, but out of awe." The production team has announced plans to include a tribute montage before the closing credits. A behind-the-scenes documentary, in production before her death, has been restructured to serve as both a companion piece and a memorial. It features previously unseen footage of Kang laughing between takes, helping extras with lines, and having long conversations with the cinematographer about light and shadow. Her co-star in the film, Rising actor Kim Hee-jun shared a touching anecdote. "I was new and terrified. He walked up to me and said, 'Don't act. Just be.' Apostrophe that changed everything." Outside the screen, Kang's kindness rippled across lives she never met. A fan from Daegu shared that she had written to Kang during a period of deep depression, and had received a handwritten letter back. "She told me to hold on, because my story still had more pages. I wish I could tell her that her words saved me." As media retrospectives began surfacing, it became clear that Kang's choice of roles often mirrored her own values: resilience, vulnerability, and empathy. In Nobody Knows, portrayed a grieving mother, researching the role by volunteering at a child welfare center for 2 weeks. She never spoke about it in interviews. Sunder's director only revealed this after her passing. The Busan International Film Festival has confirmed that Maknae's Day will open this year's program, with a 10-minute memorial reel and a gallery installation featuring costumes and annotated scripts from Kang's career. Even international media have picked up on her story. Variety, The Guardian, and the New York Times each ran features praising her authenticity and heralding her as Korea's next great actress. Taken too soon. Tributes have come from directors as far as Europe and Canada who had only recently begun discussions to cast her. As time passes, her absence will be felt deeply, not because of her fame, but because of the rare light she brought into rooms, scenes, and lives. She once wrote, "I don't want to be remembered for being brilliant, I want to be remembered for being true." And true, she was. Fans continued to gather at her memorial sites. The chalkboard at Bampo Bridge is now filled with letters, photos, and paper cranes. One message reads, "You didn't just act, you reached us." A word may belong to the person who knew her longest, her best friend from high school, Jian. "Ga-won never tried to impress anyone," she said. "She just wanted to be honest." And that's exactly what she was: honest, kind, and unforgettable. In an industry that often values spectacle over substance, Kang Seo-ha reminded us that stillness can be powerful, that vulnerability can be heroic, that sincerity can resonate longer than applause. She leaves behind no controversies, no headlines of scandal, only a trail of warmth, grace, and excellence. And that is perhaps the greatest legacy